like teach empathy. I don't get it.
Unclear.
Or just I don't know. But she has to be partners with Zig because of course.
Because it's television.
And then we're with Drew and Claire, and Claire's like all business, like talking about the event that's coming up, and Drew is like trying to like let her down easy or whatever, and Claire's like, ew, wait, what are you talking about? I'm in love with Eli, like you are so not my type, blah blah blah, your fucking sideburns. Like,
it's amazing. It's amazing. There's a few good Claire bits in here because he's like, Claire, I think you're a great girl, and she's obviously confused, and she's like, you're pretty swell yourself, and he's like, I'm trying to let you down easy, and she's like, from what? I was just like delighted by
like,
this.
I already forgot that this happened. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Claire often annoys me, but once in a while I'm like, yes, yeah, Claire.
But then we're with Leo and Allie. Like, are they like in the woods? Are they in the ravine? Where are they? They're like on a picnic or something.
Unclear.
And
outdoors.
Leo thinks that they should break up because he's moving away.
Which is the first time I've ever agreed with Leo.
Yeah, and Allie's like, what are you talking about? And then he leaves, and I'm like, this feels manipulative, and I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Because I just never trust him. I'm like, what is his game? I'm still don't get what's going to happen here. But it felt like a good decision in the moment, which made me skeptical, because he usually does not make good decisions.
Nope.
But then, like, later, he calls her at midnight to be the first person to wish her a happy birthday. And then Allie gets the bright idea to fucking marry him. And this is when I started writing in all caps. And I think I wrote, no, why do I feel like this was his plan? Because it probably was, maybe?
I don't know. Unclear. I feel like he would have, like, laid down some hints if that was the case.
Maybe.
But...
If only I could legally stay here so we could be together forever.
Exactly. But it's like there's so much more involved in this. Like, you need a fiancé visa, which, like, that takes time to get. Like, the planning around getting married that involves immigration, because I've had 2 friends that have fallen in love with people from other countries and have had to deal with this. And the planning around it, like...
It's a lot.
It's insane because you have to wait for your fiancé visa to go through. For my one friend, it didn't take that long. But for my other friend, it took almost a year.
Yeah.
And then you have to get married within like a pretty short amount of time. So you have to be like ready to do it, but also you have to wait for a while. And while they were waiting, like her fiancé had to go back, and she like lucked out and like has like enough like Italian ancestry that she got like citizenship or whatever over there. I don't
like
fully...
European.
Yeah, like an EU passport type situation. So she lived there for a year, but that was a whole different like set of hurdles to go through. And it's like, it's not an easy thing to do. This would
not be possible. This would
No.
not be possible.
No, it's really hard.
And then I think she starts to tell Jenna about it, and Jenna's like, what the fuck, no?
Which, agreed.
But then we're back in... remedial room, and Zig is like not taking this activity seriously and keeps telling Maya that he's there for stabbing people, and that's kind of the only note I took here.
Yeah, he's like doing like a weird like Roman thing, and he has some lines. Roman healthcare doesn't cover that, and I don't remember what it was in reference to, but it was funny. He was doing like a Caesar thing, like a Brutus thing, because she like betrayed him or whatever. Right. So he was doing like a Caesar Brutus like comparison and like leaning really into it.
Yeah.
And then she made a comment, and he said Roman healthcare doesn't cover that, and I thought that was like pretty funny and on the spot. I like the more that I'm like watching these kids, I'm like, I'd be friends with Zig. Like, I don't know if I'd be friends with these dummies.
You'd be in the rubber room.
I would be in the rubber room, which is why I'm like, it definitely didn't exist in my school, because I would have been in that room.
But
it's the most I've ever identified with anyone in Degrassi.
But then we're with Drew and Dallas, and Drew asked Dallas, do you think I'm good looking?
Which made me laugh also.
And Dallas is like, this is going into a weird place. What is happening? And he's like, Claire totally blew me off. And Dallas is like, do you like her? And he's like, no, but I want her to want me, because he's fucking stupid.
He's a big, beautiful dummy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be fair, his like ego is really bruised right now.
Yeah.
So he really needs a win.
And Dallas is like, this is just, you need to find a rebound, girl. Like, this is not good for you. But then we're with Maya and Miles and Tristan, and the subject of Zig comes up and it gets awkward, and Maya's like trying to explain Zig to Miles, who's like worried, and he's like, am I prettier than him or something like that?
No, you're not.
You're not. I'm sorry.
You're extreme
Miles,
not.
you're string cheese boy.
Listen, I forgot about that. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Team Zig. I mean,
I'm Team Zig too.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm for it.
I was so sad for him at that dance.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's like, I waited. I guess she didn't. Guess she moved on without
Oh,
me.
I'm
It was
sad
so
thinking
sad.
about it. Team Zig all the way, but also Tristan's like, he still loves you, which does.
Yeah, obviously. But then
we're at the fucking wedding.
I'm like, no, please don't do this. Please don't do this. And then this is when I was like, way more paperwork would be involved for this. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. And she's like, none of this is how I imagined it. And she mentions something about like ring and dress and family and the whole thing. And then he gives her a terrible ring.
Her birthstone, Garnet, which is my birthstone, which means she's born in January, which does not track for either side of the zodiac sign that I would have assigned to her.
No.
She is not a Capricorn.
She's not a Capricorn.
And I don't think she's an Aquarius either.
No, I would have pegged her for a Leo.
Maybe.
Or a Virgo.
Or a Gemini. Or a Libra.
Not a Virgo. I was thinking of Gemini.
Definitely
and
not Virgo.
No, I was thinking of Gemini and said Virgo. But I would peg her for a Leo or a Cancer.
Yeah.
She's a summer baby.
Or
a Gemini.
Or Gemini.
So
yeah.
she's like peak summer baby.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely. Yeah.
I'm not buying this January
She's
bullshit.
Not born in January. Or she is an example of why the zodiac is bullshit.
Also that. Kind of like your sister.
My sister's kind of Scorpio. Mike, my brother, because he has the same birthday as me.
Yeah.
And my brother is not.
He is
very
not a Capricorn. That's true. It's a true fact.
Anyway, I feel like we've talked about assigning signs to all the characters of Degrassi before, but I feel like that would take too long.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do it at some point. We should.
At some point.
Not today.
Yeah. But yeah, he gives her a garnet ring, which, like, it's my birthstone. I have, like, a soft spot for garnet, but I would not want a garnet engagement ring.
No, and he did it in yellow gold, which is like my least favorite.
Gold and
yes,
garnet. Like,
yes,
that's like a maroon, it's a muddy maroon stone with gold.
It's my least favorite combination of anything.
Not a good look.
Also, I'm not a big fan of yellow gold to begin with, but yellow gold with like most gemstones is like not a good look. Like, I hate it. I yelled about it. I was like, what is this, the 80s? And then my friend laughed at me, and it was a time. But it's just, horrible. Terrible ring for a terrible event.
Yep. But then we're with Drew, who wants to get coffee with Mr. Hollingsworth after this, like, speaking engagement. He's, like, sucking up to him, and then he's like, I like your gusto, or whatever. We have a youth advisor thing opening up for my campaign. I'll set up an interview for you, or something like that. And then the next scene, we find out that they fucking got married. And I'm like, how did this even legally happen?
I don't know. My note is not how this works, exclamation point.
No. And then they get into the car, and then Allie is like, oh, no, we can't tell my parents yet. Oh, I'm not moving out. Like, I'm not ready to move out. And I'm like, that is a sign that you are not ready to be married. If you're not ready to move out of your parents' house, this is fucking stupid. And
then the worst thing happens.
Then the worst thing ever happens, and he gets very upset, and he starts beating her up in the car, which ends with him, like, pushing her out of the car onto the sidewalk, and it's horrendous. And he, like, it's violent, and I did not enjoy watching it.
It was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. It was, I did not like it. And I hate this.
I hate it.
And then he, like, drives away while she's on the fucking side of the road, and I hated it. Mm-hmm. And then a very jarring transition. We're in, like, fucking remedial room, and Maya and Zig are doing their, like, character interview, whatever the fuck. And I love Zig's Maya wig and glasses, and he's wearing a tiara too, and he's acting like a princess, and it's kind of funny. But then Maya gets very offended and brings personal shit into it that it's not a good look.
Nope.
And then he storms away because it was not a good idea.
Nope. But they each get some pretty good burns on each other.
Yeah. And then Allie comes home to the biggest bummer of a surprise party ever.
Seriously.
Her friends and her family are there to surprise her for her birthday, but she walks in with, like, horrific injuries to her face and body.
Horrible.
Like, her
it's
eye.
jarring.
Oh, my gosh. And then she lies and says she was mugged.
Which infuriated me. I
I
understand. And I was like, no, Allie,
Yes.
tell them. They'll help you.
know.
Also, like, send that motherfucker to jail.
Ugh. I hate this. And
Hate it.
it's just so hard to watch this. Being an outside observer of the situation, I don't enjoy watching this type of... I don't enjoy it. And I don't think anybody does. And it's not an enjoyable situation in general.
Nope.
And it's just, I hate it.
Yep. Effective as hell, though,
Yeah.
as far as conveying a message.
And then the second episode starts, and the remedial room has gone wild. They're like playing, like, they're throwing balls everywhere. I don't know what's happening.
Where did they get all these balls?
I don't know.
This seems like a bad place to store sports equipment.
And then Maya's apologizing to Zig, but he says that he hates her.
Which is fair.
Yeah. And then Grace is giving Maya advice. I can't remember what she says, but Maya's like, can you help me fit in? Like, I'll pay you. And then Grace is like, tip, if you don't want to be seen as stuck up, don't pay people to do stuff for you.
Yeah. Which is a really good note.
And then Maya's like, so you'll do it for free? And Grace is like, oh no.
Absolutely not.
Oh no, I will not.
I just will not help you. Goodbye.
Maya's not good at this.
No. Cannot work outside of her comfort zone.
No. But then we're with Allie, and the police are at her house.
And she's lying to them.
And I hate it. And it makes me very sad.
It was sad and frustrating to watch, and Jenna is obviously suspicious because
Yeah.
Jenna
fucking
knows what's going on.
And
And I like that Jenna, as much as she was like, yeah, I like Leo for your sake, never once gave up that whole, like, I'm still pretty suspicious of Leo.
yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then we're with Drew, who is not prepared for this interview, and he's, like, trying to make Dallas continue to help him, but Dallas is like, dude, I have my own life. Like, you need to find someone who will just, like, dote on you and is in love with you and spend all the time with you to help you prepare for this. And then in walks fucking Zoe, who is offering to help Drew prepare for this interview.
And is obsessed with Drew, and this relationship makes me deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah. And then we're with Tristan, who's giving Maya a rubber room makeover. And it just involves a lot of eyeliner, basically.
Yeah, I'm all about it, though, honestly. It's a good look.
And then we're with Jenna and Allie in her room. And Jenna is, like, kind of treading lightly, but, like, she fucking knows what happened and is just trying to be there for Allie.
But she, like, first she tries to, like, sneak it out of her. She's like, why don't you tell Leo about this
Right.
situation? What's Leo thinking about this
Yeah.
situation? Which I thought was very smart.
And then Allie tells her the truth, and Jenna is very worried, and she's like, we need to call the police. Like, this is not good. And Allie's like, no. Like, I can't remember what the defense was here.
She was basically like, I need time to think about it.
Right.
Which is
Right.
fair. And I think Jenna did the right thing in being like, okay, I'm going to let you, like, make the judgment calls on this one, and we will reflect later.
But I will be closely monitoring the situation in
Exactly.
the meantime.
I feel like that's the move.
And then we're with Maya with her friggin' weird alt makeover.
Hate it.
And I'm like, this is not how you fit in. This is trying way too hard, Maya.
Also, the most unbelievable thing about this entire episode is how fast all these kids are like, yeah, you're cool now.
Want to skip class?
You changed your outfit, so.
But then, of course, the subject they're talking about today is about perception and
Yeah.
how people see you.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, on the nose, Degrassi.
And then Maya, like, is mean to the teacher.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I don't know.
She's mean to the teacher, and then Grace is like, want to skip class today? But I feel like it's because she knows Maya's trying very hard, and